What if I told you you could build an entire house in just one day? Would you believe me? Well, it's true, technically. I'm going to be building a whole doll's house from scratch, and it all starts with this 12mm ply. First things first, let's talk about the design. So I'm thinking mid-century, double-storey, we'll have open plan living down the bottom. Upstairs can have an ensuite, a bedroom, even a balcony. But the best part is this thing is going to be fully furnished, and it has to be to scale to suit these guys here. Meet Jack and Jill. Say hi, guys. Hello. And the first thing I'm going to do is start cutting everything to size. With everything cut, now I'm going to pick out the panels that have windows and doors in them and cut them out too. And for that, I'll be using the circular saw, but also the jigsaw. I don't think I'll fit through there. Just let it go. With everything prepared, now we're ready to put this house together, doll's house. And for that, I'm just using these bullet head nails. They're 40mm long and some PVA glue. I'm going to start with the right-hand side and the base, and then I'll be adding the back on. Next up, I'm going to get the nib wall in downstairs and the other end wall, and then I can put the first floor on and get the upper story walls up too. This house is flying along. Let's check it out. Oh, look at this. Our dollhouse is really coming together. But to really complete that mid-century look that we're after, it is this roof line that I'm going to be adding. So I've just got a 45-degree angle that I cut on this piece here. And when I line these two pieces up, that creates the angle that I had to cut on the top of these walls. Once I'm happy with where it sits, I'll simply glue and nail it in place. And our mid-century mansion is complete. Doesn't it look fantastic? Now I'm just going over the whole lot, giving it a quick sand, getting rid of any marks and just rounding off the edges a little bit, and then I'll go over the whole lot with a clear coat. And that's the house shell done, but every house needs fixtures, fittings and furniture. I'm going to start off with the kitchen area. It's going to have L-shaped cabinets in the corner here with a fridge. Then I'll be doing a dining table and some bench seats. And to put everything together, I'm just using some quick set glue. And now for the fridge, it's exactly the same process. I'm just going to be gluing all these pieces together. When you are using glue to put two pieces together, you just want to do a rub joint. So I'm rubbing it, getting all the air out of that joint, and it helps bond those two together a lot quicker, which stops them from sliding around. looks like Jack and Jill have just made themselves home at their new dining room table. I reckon they'll be even happier by the time they see their kitchen finished. And for that, I've got these pieces here and I'm just using some tape to hold these 45 cuts together. So I'll stick them down where the long points touch each other, put the glue on, and then simply fold it over and allow it to dry. And a cool little trick to make it look like kitchen cupboards, I've just marked out some lines and just using the handsaw, just cut little grooves in. How nifty is that? And with the bedroom furniture, which I've glued together, that is the main part of the build done. But looking at this, I'll tell you what, it is screaming out for some styling. And coming up, that's exactly what Julia is going to be doing. With some clever furniture, which I've already cut for her, and some amazing styling. Now, I'm talking rugs, lights, splashbacks, you name it. Jack and Jill, they're not going to know what to do with themselves.
I'm starting with the kitchen, and of course, every kitchen needs a floor. So from a lino tile, I've just cut this to size. It already had the adhesive backing, which was handy. And this is just a slim piece of MDF that I've painted white, and that's going to be the back wall. Only real renovations were this easy. The furniture's all done, but to give it a more realistic look, I'm going to use a white wax on the cabinetry. This beautiful teal paint on the bench top. On the table, I'm giving it a clear coat, and then the fridge is going to be silver. And for the splashback, I'm using these very handy self-adhesive 3D tiles that you can pick up in sheets like this from the hardware store, and I've just cut it down to size. In the lounge room, I've used an offcut of carpet for the flooring, and for the wall, I've covered the MDF with some fabric, which is a great tip because it makes it look like wallpaper. And then, of course, it needs some furniture. So Adam has kindly cut me some pieces of timber for the chairs and coffee table, and I'm just going to glue them together. I've left the back off the chair so that I can add this lovely green upholstery, and all I've used for that is a small piece of foam. Then I folded some fabric in half, wrapped it round, and I'm just going to use the hot glue gun to hold it in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other furniture. For the TV unit, I've done open shelving, and this cute little black sticker is the television. In the bedroom, I've chosen carpet again for the flooring, and on the wall, I absolutely love this. It is adhesive wallpaper that looks like VJ paneling, and such a pretty colour. For the beds, Adam has made these gorgeous single beds, so you can leave them like that, or because these magnets are here, you can also have them as bunk beds. So cute. For me, I am going to have them as a double bed right in the centre there, and then I'm going to place this gorgeous quilt over the top. And the quilt you can just make from some wadding and fabric. Even these cute little cushions. I even have a wardrobe, and I'm using some thin acrylic mirror that I've cut to size for each side. For the bathroom wall, I just used some craft paper that looks just like stone. And for the vanity, how gorgeous is this? I found in the $2 store these little wooden bowls that are perfect basins, and I've glued them on. And then for the toilet, you're gonna love this. This is a takeaway container that had some soy sauce in it. You gotta get creative with these dolls' houses. So that is our toilet, and it even has a lid. That's going in the corner. Then for the bath, again, we've been creative. This is the base out of a container from the laundry, and it is the perfect shape to pop in the corner there for a porcelain bath. And I even have a towel. This is a microfiber cloth, and that's going to go over the edge of the bath. And again, in the $2 store, I found these blind spot mirrors that I thought would be ideal to sit above the vanity. And now it's time to add in those final decorative accessories, and here's where you can have a whole lot of fun. Think about things in your house that you might be able to use. For the artworks, I am using some old gift cards that I've cut up, put on some dowel. It's going to be so sweet. And also in the bedroom, I have this sweet little pendant light. I've used some coloured string, some mini paddle pop sticks, and a battery-operated tea light. So cute. And then for the blinds, this is just some sushi mat, which you can buy from the supermarket. So gorgeous. And finally, you can also add some lighting in. So I'm going to pop these under here, and they're operated by a remote. This house is crying out for some rugs to warm it up. I have a great way that you can make your own super sweet rugs just like this with a DIY loom. It looks a little tricky, but I promise you it's very simple and very fast. All you need is some cardboard or a paper tray just like this. You'll need a couple of large paddle pop sticks and then some twine, and you just make little incisions in the top of your tray and then thread your twine through. Once you've done that and you've got your loom, you take some macrame twine and you start to thread that up and over on your loom. So after you've done your first line, that end piece of the twine becomes the tail. You leave that there and you find the other end, and you want to take that and thread that through to become the second line. Then you want to take the whole length of the string through. And when you get to the end, make sure that you don't pull it too tight because that can distort it. Take a comb and you just want to push that up so that the second line meets the first one. So once your rug is at the size that you'd like it to be, you leave the tail again at the end, flip it over, and you want to cut through these pieces of string here. So once you've done that, you want to take it off the loom and then tie the end pieces in pairs, trim them off, and it's done. And now, for the most important part. Let's see what the kids think.
Yeah. Because there is sleep up to that.
Hey guys, what do you think? Having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah! Adam and I had so much fun making this, and it makes such a lovely gift. Yes, you can buy a doll's house in the store, but this is so much more special because it's handmade and you can pass it down for generations. And just like a regular house, you can renovate it and restyle it for years to come. Can I play with you guys? Hey, Poppy, what are you playing? Look, what's she doing? Did you see the swing?